What's happening with the Lakers right now feels like something the league wasn't prepared for. A team that was supposed to be experimenting. A roster that was supposed to be figuring itself out. A trio that wasn't even guaranteed to fit. Yet somehow, they've surged to a 13-4 record, hammering out wins behind an offensive machine built around three creators who can all take over the game without stepping on each other's toes. The Clippers game was the clearest example of what this team looks like at full throttle. A night when Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves all stepped into the spotlight and refused to move, pulling the entire game toward them with a gravitational force no defense could survive. It wasn't just scoring. It was control, rhythm, pace, pressure, and a level of confidence that made the Clippers look like spectators rather than opponents. Luka walked into this game playing with a calm fury, the kind that turns every possession into a test the defense is destined to fail. From his opening cross-court laser to Rue to the step-back threes falling like rain, he sent a message early that he was in complete command. Harden switched onto him, only to watch another moonwalking step-back drop effortlessly. Then came the heat check from behind the hash mark, a shot nobody should be taking, let alone making. But Luka fired it anyway and watched it slide through the net as if he'd been practicing it since childhood. Plays like that don't just energize a team. They demoralize the opponent. Luka was everywhere, blocking Harden at the rim, running in transition, finishing through contact, rotating, attacking, orchestrating. And what stood out wasn't just the production, but the conditioning. Gone was last season's slower, heavier version of Luka. This was a player who moved with purpose, leaned into physicality, and sustained his pressure on the game in a way that seemed to drain the Clippers possession by possession. When Luka closes out a half with another step back and then turns to bark at the Clippers bench, it's not arrogance. It's inevitability. And the Clippers could feel it. Even as he cooled slightly in the third, Luka's gravitational pull only grew stronger. Every time he touched the ball, the defense bent, rotated, scrambled, overreacted. He drew doubles deep in the paint, leaving Marcus Smart wide open for walk-in layups. He bullied mismatches inside for and-ones, then punished late help by spraying the ball to open shooters. With every possession, the Lakers fed off the chaos he created. And when he shifted fully into playmaking, finding LeBron cutting to the rim or tossing lobs to Jackson Hayes, you could see the Clippers' frustration rising. Luka had set the tone early with scoring and closed the game with passing, the complete blueprint of a superstar who is simply impossible to guard. But the reason this Lakers team feels so dangerous is because Luka isn't doing this alone. He's flanked by two players who've perfectly adapted to this new structure. Austin Reeves, who spent last season flashing potential, has now transformed into an all-star level scorer. He's bigger, stronger, more decisive, and he's thriving in a system where he doesn't have to carry everything. With defenses collapsing on Luka and LeBron, Reeves is constantly attacking bent defenses, mismatched defenders, or recovering rotations. Against the Clippers, he delivered one of the most polished performances of his career. 31 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, and near 70% shooting. Everything slowed down for him. Every hesitation dribble found space. Every pull-up felt effortless. Every read was precise. He was the beneficiary of the chaos Luka caused, but he also created chaos of his own, punishing every mistake the Clippers made. And then there is LeBron, who has embraced a role that fits him like a tailored suit. Gone are the nights where he needs to be the primary engine on every possession. Now, he's the organizer, the connector, the veteran surgeon who controls the pace of the game like he's conducting an orchestra. Against the Clippers, he didn't force a thing. When he shared the court with Luka, he slotted into the secondary creator role seamlessly, picking his spots, attacking open pockets of space, facilitating with calm precision. When playing alongside Reeves, he let Austin cook, conserving his energy for the moments where he could strike with efficiency instead of volume. His stat line, 25, 6, 6 with elite shooting, barely captures how perfectly he read the flow of the game. He no longer needs to carry the offense. He only needs to elevate it. And that is what makes him so terrifying now. If LeBron James is your third option, your third creator, your third source of pressure, you have a problem that no team in the West can easily solve. Still, the cracks showed in the Utah games. The first matchup was a fireworks show, a comfortable blowout victory fueled by elite scoring and flawless chemistry. LeBron posted 12 assists in only 28 minutes. Luka dominated with 37 and 10. Reeves contributed 26 with laser precision, and Ayton stepped in with 20 and 14. It was the kind of game that makes you believe the Lakers have solved the equation. But the second Utah game was a sobering reminder of the flaws still lurking beneath the surface. Cold shooting, defensive breakdowns, a lack of focus. They nearly lost to a team they should have beaten easily, surviving only because their stars refused to let go of the rope. The difference between those two games is the real story. The ceiling is championship-level brilliance. The floor is messy, inconsistent basketball that relies too heavily on talent instead of discipline. But that contrast is what makes this team fascinating. They don't have a traditional big three. They have three creators who can run an offense as the primary engine or slide off the ball without losing impact. That flexibility is rare, and when it works, the offense becomes nearly impossible to guard. Luka creates the initial problem by breaking the first line of defense. Reeves punishes the advantages Luka creates, using the spacing and mismatches to score at will. LeBron organizes, stabilizes, directs, and elevates the entire system. Their roles fit together like pieces of a puzzle designed to overwhelm NBA defenses. Yet the path to becoming a real contender runs through the details, and right now, those details are still shaky. The defense is inconsistent, giving up big quarters and allowing opponents to build momentum too easily. The turnovers are a real issue, with 1 in 6 possessions ending in a giveaway, a recipe for disaster given how poorly the team defends in transition. And Luka's step-back three, as beautiful as it looks when it drops, becomes a problem when he leans on it too heavily. The efficiency hasn't been there. The timing hasn't always been ideal. And the long rebounds it creates feed the one area the Lakers struggle most: transition defense. Even with those issues, the Lakers are 13-4. They're undefeated in clutch games. They have the #1 clutch defense in the league. They've won games they had no business winning. And they've survived injuries, slumps, and poor shooting nights while still sitting near the top of the Western Conference. This team isn't close to its final form yet, and that's exactly why the rest of the conference should be nervous. If they tighten up the defense, limit turnovers, and continue building chemistry around LeBron's new connective role, they're going to be a legitimate nightmare in the West. They're good now. They could be great soon. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Lakers' rise, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this new Lakers Big Three can challenge Denver for the West? And which player impressed you most in these recent games? Let me know your take, and stay tuned for more in-depth NBA stories and breakdowns.